student.
No more hiding, no disguise. We're speaking truth, we're opening eyes. Different voices, one heartbeat close. Together we rise with a weekly dose. It's your weekly dose. Truth in the air. Loud conversations, cause somebody cares. Breaking the silence, letting it show. Healing begins with a weekly dose. It's your weekly dose. Strong and bold, stories of courage that must be told. From every high and every low, we grow together. Weekly dose. Let the voices be heard, let the wounds be restored. Let respect lead the way, let love take the floor. This is more than a show, it's a movement we chose. Changing lives every week with a weekly dose. It's your weekly dose. Light in the dark, igniting the mind, awakening hearts. Every truth that we boldly disclose brings us closer. Weekly dose. It's your weekly dose. Stand up and grow, learning together, letting it flow. This is the place where hope overflows. Welcome home to your weekly dose. Every Tuesday, 1 p.m. GM to 1 Premiere TV with Alaska PAYE and RENNIE.
All right, thank you so much. You are tuned into the weekly dose, serving the dose of the week, and I'm joined by my colleague and friend from the network, Cherish Yadini Williams, and we are here right now to talk about the International Women's Day 2026 beyond the rhetorics. And beyond the rhetorics, there are so many things that we do not understand. To help us understand, we usher in Mr. Williams to come in to join us as he will share his light on the discourse. And unfortunately for us, Mr. P is not able to be with us today. However, wherever he may be watching from, we say good afternoon, Mr. P, and good evening if you're watching from India. And I'm pretty excited. Today is Tuesday. Monday usually is a hectic day. So I'm gonna give our guest chance to introduce himself. He don't need any further introduction, but just to give for some of our new viewers light on who he is. So, Mr. Williams, over to you, sir.
Okay. Once again, my name is Cherish Yadini Williams, and I am a member of Premier's Television. And I'm not new here. I've always been with you. We have been having discussion of similar motive, and I'm very happy again to join you guys as we discuss this very important topic, so we all can gather, share our views, and make the necessary impact that we ought to make. So thank you. And sorry, I reside in Rwanda, Kigali, Rwanda, and I'm a student here, international student. So as we go forward with the discussion, we look forward to a very fruitful one. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. Thank you so much. Um, Folks, wherever you're joining from, this is the weekly dose, sharing the dose of this week. And I'm joined by my colleague and friend, Yajinin Cherish Williams. He's a student in Wanda, Master Kennedy to be beside. I left for the call, Chief, how's the atmosphere in Wanda thus far? And how is the community, the Liberian student community? Yeah, we say Liberian student community. On our side, we say Liberian community. So either
Yeah,
way, how is the community on our side?
here, man, things are okay here. We're just trying to fit in as usual and carry on our normal business. But as
Okay.
it stands, the atmosphere is peaceful and everything is fine, from what I know. Except that few weeks ago we had a very unfortunate situation where we lost a Liberian student. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think they are trying to take our remains back to Liberia, or I think they've already done it, so that it's how far we are. But as of now, everything is okay. Everyone is going about the normal business.
Okay, that's good.
How is India?
Ina is pretty okay from my facility where I joined from, Punjab State. Student activity is going quite well here. We are preparing for the summit, the Try Future Summit, that is to happen 11 April at one of the top university here. This is the third edition of the summit. The summit started its first edition in 2024 at the Riyadh Barra University, where I'm currently pursuing my master's in journalism and mass communication. And the second edition took place at Chandigarh University, one of the top-notch universities within our city here. And then currently, the third edition is about to take place at the Chandigarh Group of Colleges University. So there are two separate universities. They have Chandigarh University and they have Chandigarh Group of Colleges University. So that's where
Okay,
it's about to take place. And we're able to fill the room with say 400 plus students for the last summit last year, April 11. And this year, April 11, our target is 600 plus students to fill the hall. And we're in contact with so many diplomats and other captains of industries. Many of them are part of the Confederation of Indian Industries, to be precise. And some of them are in the medical fields, likewise. Um, all of them are, some of them also are tech professionals and business business people and students. Well, so there are varieties of people that will be into that room. So we're just gearing up. That's the only thing. Aside from that, students are preparing for their midterm exam coming up next week. Yeah, for some universities and some departments. Other departments is not the way it is. So thus far, that's how it is. Yeah.
that's a great thing, and I must applaud you guys for the effort. You will always pushing for these kind of a professional events that will help students and researchers and business people to participate and learn more and gain more experience, in transforming our own world in their own fields, in their own areas of life. So today we have a very interesting topic that I must say is a global topic that requires everybody concerned, right?
hmm
Yeah. So I'm very honored and keen to serve as guests as we discuss this topic.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Williams. And folks, if you're just joining, wherever you're watching from, if you're watching from Asia Minor and Asia Major, we want to say good evening to you. If you're following from China, India, Japan, Korea, if you're following from Bhutan, Nepal, if you're following from Sri Lanka, if you're following from Thailand, if you're following from somewhere in the Caribbean, if you're following from North America, if you're following from South America, if you're following from Africa, West Africa to be precise, we want to say good afternoon. If you're following from East Africa, South Africa, we want to say um, I think it might be approaching down by now from you guys end. I don't know. your specific time zone. We want to say good afternoon as well. If you are following from one hour, religiously follow the broadcast. We want to say thank you. You know, Mr. Williams, Mr. Carter, when on the broadcast, the numbers always keep popping up. I don't know for some reason. The number, yeah, the people keep getting glued to their devices, trying to make sure that they follow the discourse. Yes, Chief, let's put this in the prospect first. The ladies have too many holidays. Yes, too many holidays. Name the International Women's Day, number one,
Mhm.
and the International Girls Child Day, number two. Mother's Day. Mother's Day is now an international thing because they have a separate days that people celebrate
Yeah,
different parts
I
of the
think
world.
sure,
Yeah,
sure, sure,
it is celebrated around the world, but they have separate dates set aside to celebrate those mothers who have been doing tremendously well. All
sure,
right.
sure,
And then also they have National Girlfriend Day.
sure,
All
sure.
right. So I want to know, and the viewers too will like to know whether it is a coincidence or it's something that was planned by those who rule the world, because all of these things you better see men taking part in it. Yeah. Mr. Kato, Mr. P, yeah, sorry for
Right.
that. Yeah, yeah, Chief, so you can answer the question.
Here for me, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think over time,
Look at it, man, Kato. Yeah.
I think over time, what happened is that people get to appreciate women either by what they've been through or the level of molestation. When I say molestation, me put in context for seeing them as second amongst, I shouldn't say amongst equal, as second and as people that are not as relevant as men. I think they've been through a lot. There are cases around the world about violence, domestic violence, and a lot. So I feel that due to some of these things, and then some of the contribution they've made over time in society and how they have strived, they have get the world to be convinced that they can do much as men can do. They should be given an opportunity to serve in their own capacity, and and they should not be seen as second, but they should be seen as equals, and let the opportunity flow for them to have a voice, for them to have a mark on whatever you know pattern of life they've chosen, and a lot more. So honoring their legacy is very important. And then we around the world will accept it wholeheartedly because we've seen hands-on what women have done, how they've proven to us men that they have that they when they are given a chance, they can do well and they can do better, just as we too can do better. So for me, that's how I see it. But we look at the topic beyond the rhetorics. Beyond the rhetorics, is a um whole lot of pattern therein. But we'll get to there. We'll get to that. We'll get to the nitty gritties and we'll break them down, and then we'll get to understand why they are always celebrated. Shortly again, if you read if you read history, those of you who are students of history, you read history, you understand that they have done a lot. Women have been through a lot, in as much as they have given this world a lot. Where we are today, they've been full participation in it, even though at some point in time they weren't given the right in that opportunity, just as we men had that opportunity. But we are glad now the world has gradually and speedily revolved in that we've seen the energy and strength of women and we celebrate them. We worth celebrating. So that's my take.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Williams. If you're just following this, the weekly dose, serving the dose of this week. And for the dose of this week, we are focusing on the International Women's Day 2026 beyond the rhetoric. Beyond the rhetoric, let's, like Mr. Williams said, there are so many things that happen, and I also want to pinpoint to this one because we're not going to be here for long. Honestly, we're just going to drop this. Usually, when we want to spice the show up like this, we leave it for you guys to critique. All right, so we're not going to be here for long. We just drop the ingredients, put it together. We're not dish it in the soup. We just pour everything, put it in the pan. Mr. I don't know how to cook.
The double
Yeah,
D man.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so with that, yeah. So what happens is this: we often look at women in leadership when it comes to International Women's Day. We look at the women that have done significant impact. But my question to you this afternoon, your time, Mr. Williams, is why don't much attention goes to Oman Kou Mantewa in the district, the interior part of the counties? Why much attention don't go there? But rather we use our focus on those who are prominent figure, quote unquote, the elite class, talking about not to name and shame, but just to call a few names. Uh Imam Bowie. I'm not good at names, so if I'm mispronouncing the name, I'm sorry guys. I'm not good at names. I wanna go at face memory people faces. So if I don't call a name correct there, you can you can keep that. Yes, I beg. And then also Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the former president. People are also looking at she served as just I think justice means Christina Taylor, right? No, no, not Christina Taylor. Christina Tar,
Councilor.
sorry. Yeah, Councilor Christina Tar. Yeah, people look at this prominent figure, right? And they forget about those old women in the district, in the county part, the rural area. They forget about them. You only see them being remembered when they're having Mother's Day. So why is that so?
All right, thank you very much. That's a very important question. So you see, when you do a write up about the International Women's Day, they say it. We do not just celebrate women only because we want to celebrate them. Because they continue to nurture, they continue to be innovative, they continue to lead and inspire in every corner of society. Their strength is not only in breaking limits, but their strength is also redefining what is possible for the generation that's follow. So that's why they are resilient, they are courageous, and we celebrate them. So to the question, you know, society will always recognize people who have left indelible mark, people who have shifted the narrative, and people who have played important roles. It doesn't mean that those people who are not recognized by name, for example, quote unquote, Manko, means that they are being sidelined. The International Women's Day recognize all women from all walks of life. But then you see the the quote unquote biasness we are talking about here does not reflect, you know, I'm not trying to be I'm going to break the two down the two down into specifics. You see, these are people who strive for excellence, strive for whatever they thought the world needs to hear and see. So they got recognized. But then our mothers in the village, they've done well by raising the kids and having impact on the community, by raising we as their children, and we're making some level of impact. They are also a part of us, but they will not be globally recognized because they haven't reached that threshold as society demands. It's very clear. Balanced leave, went to school, graduated from Harvard University. I have a whole slide on that to discuss, you know, and she became president. So what led to her being a noble figure, a very important person in society? It's because she served as president of the Republic of Liberia. She served as an activist who was very brutal against the then junta government of President Samuel Kando. And she went to prison. These are things that got her recognized. She spoke truth to power. She even rejected a seat, senatorial seat that she won. She served as assistant minister and deputy minister of finance and subsequently minister of finance. She was appointed by President Tolba. And you see, the historical trends is very vivid. So she will be remembered by people. In her life has been an inspiration to the world. And eventually she became the first female president, and she served ECOWAS, I think as the chairperson, if I stand to be corrected. She participated in international and regional activities. She served the World Bank. So these are all excellent marks she's made. Meanwhile, we have our mothers in the village or in the community making impact, yes, but is it enough to reach the global stage? That's the question. So the world demands excellence, and that excellence will be inspired, or we as um, emerging generations, emerging leaders will get to be inspired by these kind of a tremendous move. So that's what the world demands. That's what society demands. Society demands the best, and society demands excellence. But meanwhile, in leadership, we have something called thought process leaders. So these are the people who they are the building block of our community. They are the building block of our towns and villages. These are people who nurtured the town, the small small rules we have in the village. Children doing the right thing, children understanding ethics, children going to school and learning you know basic livelihood activities. So that is very important for us too. That's why they define family as a small unit but very important. It's a small but very important unit in society. So they are also recognized. But we cannot blame society for recognizing those people who have gone beyond the life and birth of doing something or doing things that have give them the recognition they've deserved by the world over time. So yes, sir, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Williams. Thank you so much. Again, my next question goes like this. We celebrate International Women's Day, but you see the little girls posting around. Just celebrate us, just celebrate us. So are we celebrating those little girls as well, or they should wait for International Girls Child Day? Yeah.
So you know, some people believe that the term woman or women is in general, as long you are. But I believe that those girls, they are aspiring women.
Mm.
They are females, yes, they are females. They have not reached the stage of being a woman, but they are aspiring women. So the fact that they are aspiring, so we also give them the credit. You are not yet there, but you will be there. So congratulations, happy International Women's Day. So I believe that how they feel, but standard wise, there are rules and laws that qualify a girl to be a woman, to be a woman. There are rules and a specific age. Let me put it in that context. A specific age, for them to be qualified or to be called a woman. So because they feel that they are getting there, so the spirit of a woman possesses them. They feel proud. They feel pride. Trying to get there.
So is
Um,
it wrong or is it right?
so for me, I can't say it's wrong. I won't say it's wrong because there are no rules that says a girl child should not be celebrated. But obviously, if it's not your time, maybe it's just maybe you just want to I don't know what to use. Maybe they just want to play around or want to be given that kind of a courage that yeah we get there. But I don't think it's a crime. I don't think it's a problem. So when Gertrude Deacon will actually celebrate them, that's the place there where they belong. But however they choose to do it, I don't think that is a crime. I think that is more inspiring. For my own thinking. But standard wise, if they are not there, they are not there. They wait for the Gertrude Day or the African Child Day or whatever it is.
Yeah, because these holidays that often go around as quote unquote international this day, international that day, it sends a whole lot of different signal out there. Because I've been confused as I sat quietly, I tried to retrospect on the different holidays that we put in place for females in general. Don't get it twisted. I am not lashing at any female out there, but I'm just saying that the right people should be celebrated on the rightful day. Like you put that into perspective, making us to understand why Manko that is in a remote part of Africa, yeah, is not celebrated as much as a permanent figure in the society would celebrate it on International Women's Day. But rather Manko and that permanent figure got the same love that they should be getting
Mm-hmm.
on the very same day or the very same Mother's Day. Yes, they get
Yes,
us
so
love on Mother's Day, but sadly they don't get it on International Women's Day. And then that little girl that is sitting in the corner, she want a sense of belonging. She want to feel accepted, so she celebrate every holiday that have that figure on it that says quote unquote feminine. So if you come to the International Women's Day, she there posting around why you didn't wish her International Women's Day. If you go to the International Girls Child Day, she wanna be there. If you go to Mother's Day, even if she's a aspiring mother, she wants to be celebrated as well. Then if you go to War Minstrel Hajin Day, she's there as well. So I don't just get my head around these things. You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah. So
yeah.
so so there you've said it all. She's aspiring, so she feels motivated that yeah, I feel that I am a woman, you know, and for the War Minstrel Day, obviously she has to celebrate it because it is associated with females. And International Mother's Day, yeah, you are not a mother yet, but she's aspiring to be a very good mother, very good wife, and in a very permanent figure in society. It's not through politics or whatever means, but at least in her own capacity, which is very important. I tell you for free, my brother, women has contributed immensely to our society. From Liberia to Africa, to the African continent, from the African continent to the world. They have played a very important role. They fought for peace. They protected the environment. They are inspired millions of people around the world. So you see today, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has. I think the EJS Women Center something. That is an organization that has also given women emerging females, emerging leaders in their own different capacity, the strength, the courage, and the resilience to persevere, to push, in as much as we as young men and you know boys are pushing forward to get to where we want to be. They as well are making these things strides. So I think these days were brought into play through different, you know, ideologies. But as time goes by, you don't expect the war is evolving, the war is changing. So something that used to be defined narrowly today, as time goes by, the human thinking and perception gets wider, it expands over time. So as I said, there are no crimes and there will never be a crime. I don't think so. For a little girl to feel like she wants to celebrate International Women's Day. No, there's not. No laws that say that. So she has the right to demand people acknowledging her. You don't know the contribution she's made. You don't know the strides she's made. You don't know what are the perseverance she's put forth. You don't know these things. So when she's demanding that she should be celebrated, regardless, we have to celebrate her. Whether she's a mother or she will be a mother, we celebrate them. For me, I don't see it as an issue. And I hope you get surrounded by the reality, that the war is evolving. Something used to define narrowly today, tomorrow might have different meanings. And you wonder, wow, how how did we get here? You have to accept the reality. You have to help in the advancement of some of these important things. These are topics that we have to discuss over time, to get a broader understanding on a couple of issues as it relates to the topic.
Okay, thank you so much. So you have put that into prospect. Now, the whole entire thing of International Women's Day, how is to be celebrated from an international standpoint before I come back to a cultural standpoint based on your geographical location. So that take it bit by bit. So that comes first to the from the international angle, how is it to be celebrated?
So, so in the spirit of International Women's Day, we all over the world recognize the remarkable contribution of women, how they've made our society, how they have impact our society. Like I said, from Liberia to Africa and across the world, women has led revolutions for justice. They fought for peace. They've transformed sciences, and they have also participated in the protection of the environment. And millions of people has been inspired. So today we have to honor those extraordinary females or women who have continued to make an impact and continue to shape our world today. So that is the international recognition part of it. We celebrate
Okay,
women all around the world.
okay. So now, one may ask again, what's the cultural part of it? That if someone from the remote part of, say, Vanjama, and they want to celebrate the Vanjama women, how is that celebration being done?
All right, so
Understanding that they are not from they are not doing that celebration from an international standpoint. They are doing that celebration from a cultural standpoint. How is that celebration to be
all
carried
right,
on?
okay. So like I said, the war is involving into the war is a combination of different countries, segments. Those countries have their own segments and their cultural differences in their own country. There are different living cultures, different living of life, and different perception of the people. That is the first thing. Another thing is that you see everybody takes this particular International Day celebration differently. For example, people in Kenya will carry on their normal culture in, in celebrating women, maybe through dance, through having a large festival where everybody comes, any kind of show talent, do friends and stories in a vernacular, and we have different organization of it based on the locality. I think remember something they call local color. So this based on their very locality, we celebrate celebrate that day in their own unique ways. For example, in Liberia, maybe you have people, the women in Frenjama, in Koya district, assembling at the town hall, having feast, merry making, having food and drinks, and organizing dances, and other stuff. So today, International Women's Health is differently today. But the most important thing is that we recognize the so cultural difference is very important to be celebrated based on whatever culture we have. So when you go back into, like you were talking about culture, you start with like going back to the before we had a lot of influences. For example, when you now go to school, you go to a traditional school, you learn how to do horse chores, and you learn how to take care of your kids, and that was it. But today, we are striving to be somewhere. Yesterday, we had a female as a chief justice of the government. So these are strives. These are strives, my brother. You've seen the tremendous changes over time. If it helps, give women the relevance to celebrate themselves more. So the culture itself has not just transformed, it has changed in its unique way to suit the modern society. To suit the modern society. Yesterday, certain things were fulfilling. Today, it's just a matter of choice. So a young girl can born in a village. So it is her choice or her parents' choice whether she go to the Sunday society or not. Yesterday, it wasn't a case. You have to go there. Today, you have females having their right, they have voices. Yesterday, no, you don't have a voice. Your husband makes the final decision. Today, they're having negotiations with their husbands. So that is a shift in the modernization of in the modernization of the culture. So I'll stop here and hear your view.
Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. If you are just joining, this is the weekly dose, serving the dose of the week. I'm joined by my colleague and friend, Adeni Cherish Williams. And serving the dose of this week, we are focusing on, or we have our focus on International Women's Day 2026, beyond the rhetorics. Yes, beyond the rhetorics. And we're gone 40 minutes into the broadcast. We're going to be ending in the next 10 minutes. So, Mr. Williams have made a case for the beautiful women out there, young girls, Oman Sarah, like way in Plibo, and you also talk about Mantewa from Fanjama. Yes. And also elaborated for Mamusu from
Sure.
what's the place name came out? Jenewone. Yeah, Jenewone. Yeah, and also he talked about Manjua from number five, Grand Basil. Yeah, he talked over, and he also talked about that young girl that becoming so ambitious that want to see herself at a higher height, it's important that she embrace all of these holidays so that if she reaches that stage in life, she can know how the celebration should unfold and not to do it the wrong way. And also elaborated emphatically well on how the International Women's Day should be or have been celebrated in the various counties across Liberia. And also this also go across to various countries from Africa as well, irrespective of your country. If you're from the south side, if you're from east, if you're from north, if you're from west, the celebration goes on from the traditional standpoint in a traditional way. It doesn't go on like the normal way from the international standard. It goes on different way. There are different cultural schools that the females goes to, especially the little girl who trying to do something good for herself, and then at the end of the day, she found herself learning good things and found herself doing things the rightful way. So we are so happy and amazed to have Mr. Williams here to share his thought on this. And like I said, when Mr. Williams, Mr. Carter on his set, you can have a lot of people following. All right, you can have a lot of people following, and people are glued. We have seen a lot of people here following the broadcast, and again, Mr. P is not able to make it. He's on an errand. You will see him this weekend on Premier's Talk. Howbeit, Mr. Williams, thank you for sharing your thought. I'll just leave it to you to have a parting comment, and then we'll call it a day. We can talk all days the dose. The program
Yeah,
is
sure, sure.
exclusively um how do I put it? It's operational, right? We drop the bomb, we'll make you understand a little bit, then we'll give you enough time to think about it. So if you have questions, you can put in the comment section. Mr. Williams will answer it shortly after his parting. All right. So Mr. Williams, just do your closing so we can cut it at evening.
Sure, but I don't know whether you can permit me to recognize some females around the world for inspirational purposes.
Definitely you can do that, sir.
Here, so firstly, we have we want to recognize and we want to talk a bit because for me, I let it go more into history. Back in high school, Comrade Rennie can relate. I used to be a historian, but life has its own way of shifting people.
A young man is will come to school newspaper in.
Every day I'm looking for some current event to discuss. It's very important. It helps to broaden the mind. So now I've been trained to that light, even though now I found myself into another field, into the financial field. But I feel that I help, broaden my prospects, and it also help, in making some informed decisions. So, firstly, we look at Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as he rightly talked about her from the onset. My man say, "Well, we are not recognizing, you know, our grandma and our mothers and aunties who are in the remote areas, but they are a reflections of people like Madam Sirleaf. They are reflections of people like Madam Lehman Bowie and other meaningful Liberians females who have made their way through the international stage. So Madam Sirleaf became president in 2005, and she became the first female democratically elected president in Africa. Because mind you, we had another female who was
Don't forget about that lady from what's the country name? She sang that song.
which lady? Because there were a lot of ladies.
It's not Sarafina. It's not Sarafina. It's another one from the south there.
Because there were lots of ladies that sang songs.
No, they had two permanent ones from South Africa.
Because
Okay, Brenna
Brenda
Fassie.
Fassie, Brenda
Yeah,
Fassie.
Brenna Fassie. Yeah, Brenna Fassie. The
All
late
right,
Brenna
so
Fassie.
yeah, late Brenda Fassie. So Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was the Democratic elected president, but before then, So you see, she became president right after Liberia has faced a catastrophe. Liberia was a failed state, and she focuses on building the economy, you know, and peace building as well. She helped in reshifting the dynamics. She went to one of the most prestigious university in the world, the Harvard University. And before then, she had her own version of rock bottom, but she was not deterred. She was a mother at home. She told she had to take care of her kids, but yet and still, she was a fighter on the international stage. So Madame Sirleaf served Liberia, and today she is a reflection of all of our mothers who are making strides for their children to be somewhere. Our mothers who are in the village, our mothers who are in the market, you know, she has been striving for them as well. She is an image that's reflected, that has reflected them over time, and that is still reflecting them. So she won the Nobel Peace Prize along with Madame Lehman Bowie because of her active role in promoting peace and stability in Liberia. So Madame Lehman Bowie is a Liberian as well. Fortunately for us, she's a Spartan.
Oh
Eh,
wow, I didn't know
in-
that.
Now you know she's a Spartan.
Wow.
Yeah. So during the Civil War, firstly, before I go to her, let me go a little backward to Madame Sirleaf. So Madame Sirleaf impacted Africa and Liberia and the world through her leadership. So specifically, she had a role, and that role was leadership, becoming president. So if Madame Sirleaf can defy the odds and reach that level, definitely females around the world, women around the world, it's not about age, can also reach that height and beyond. So Madame Lehman Bowie was an activist. She advocated for peace. So during the Second Civil War, Madame Lehman Bowie led a peaceful movement. Both Christians and Muslim women demanding peace all around the country, every length and breadth. She had this organization called Women of Liberia Mass Action for Peace. So they were under that canopy. Thousands of women, they protested, they prayed, they carried on negotiations around, so that all of the females, can be a part of this mass protest, peaceful protest, quote unquote. So that helped in allowing the warlords to go for a negotiation to end the war. So they went for a negotiation, ended the war, and then that led to Madame Lehman Bowie winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011, and too many advocacy as well. She has always been advocating for peace from that time upward. She has made an indelible mark when it comes to peace in Liberia. So her story has proved collective actions by women transformation in a nation. So you don't have to be a president or politician before you impart your country. So Madame Bowie had made a case and has given all women around the world a hope to strive for peace and whatever advocates say they're pushing for in their own field. So we also had Angeline Brooks. I don't know whether people are familiar with this name,
From the
but
Caribbean, right?
no, she was a Liberian as well.
Hmm?
So you can check it. So Madam Brooks was a pioneer in international diplomacy. So in 1969, she became the first African woman and the second woman in history to serve as the president of the United Nations General Assembly. She represented Liberia proudly on global stage and worked tirelessly for peace, cooperation, and justice amongst nations. So you know, she helped leadership doors to be open for women in international politics and diplomacy. So she played a unique role. From Liberia, to the international stage, and she won herself the presidency for the assembly that particular year. She took the country, Liberia, to the international stage. So other women around Africa, I won't name all of the women in Liberia because there are many. We have Dr. Bernice Down, we have Dr. Wilhelmina Jala, we have former minister, former foreign minister Honor Ellen, um, Madam Oluban King Akirili. We also have Councillor Christina Ta. We have a lot of them. If I continue to name, we won't be able to leave. But we salute them for their powerful role playing leadership. We also have retired Brigadier General Geraldine George, Madam Geraldine George, who is now the defense minister. See, that is unprecedented in the history of Liberia for a female to reach to that far. So you see, there have been strikes. So if these women have served as a reflection to all other women, if they can be there, you can also be there. So this is no disrespect to our men. We know you are fighter as well. But today we are talking about the women. So we
But they say
also
women, they say international women's day. What the men won't do again? I just see men just following the show. Too many. Listen. We'll end the show.
so we need the ladies to come.
We'll
We
end
are
the
proud of,
show. We'll end the
we are
show.
proud of you.
I
So
was seeing Alaman. I seen Alaman T. Alaman say one. Yeah. I'm seeing John Donto Councilor John Anthony Councilor. That been get too meta too.
Councillor
Yeah.
Tom, I shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
Um,
If you're watching, please, if you're watching the broadcast, please send your name in the comment section. We want to shout out you, please. We
yeah,
want to
sure,
do that.
sure, sure,
Yeah, we want to do that. We don't want to keep it, on a low low. Don't be a ghost watcher. Send it, but please be kind with your comments, please.
sure,
Because
sure,
your
sure.
comment, your comment does. If your comment put my guest in situation you can handle, or you put me in situation I can handle, if we are in situation we can't handle, we will not put your comment on the stream, please, because it will cause you a distraction. Please, if you're
So,
commenting, please comment use the right diction, please. All
sure,
right,
sure,
your choice of words should be very, very profound, please.
sure, sure,
Yes,
sure.
and we are so excited. We're so excited. Like I said, whenever I have Mr. Williams or Mr. Carter on, the numbers always coming up. The number always coming up. Yeah.
Sure, sure,
So
sure,
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Mr. Williams. It's a pleasure.
sure, sure. So before I continue, let me send a revolutionary salutation to my ally, comrade T. Alamasewa Jr. How you doing, comrade? So,
Yeah, Zaki boy already also following the broadcast. Zaki boy.
my
Yeah.
brother, long time. How you doing, Chief?
Yeah.
So fast forward quickly. Let's look at some females or some women that have inspired us from different African countries. So let's look at Madam Winnie Mentigizila Mandela. I don't know whether you guys remember that name. So
Mr. Williams, let me be bold, Mr. Williams, and all of the other people that are following today. Rennie. I'm good at remembering people's faces. But when it comes to name, there are two things I don't do. I don't keep names and I don't pronounce names well. Yeah, trust me, you will not get that from me. If they say, yeah, honestly speaking, if they say I'm doing that to win $1 million, I'm gonna get zero. Like I always been getting zero.
you gotta tag
Yeah,
one day.
yeah. Is it take zero?
Mr. Vonia.
Yeah. So come here. I'm not too familiar with the names. There are just few names that I can keep in mind. But women must be celebrated. Honestly speaking, women must be celebrated. And if
Sure.
you're, like I said, please don't be a ghost watcher. Please send a name in the comment section. Please type something in the comment section. Type something in the comment section, please. All
Yeah.
right. And also
If you
share the
have,
broadcast for us. T. Adamasewa, Abdullah K. Bayer, um, Sarah Connor, and the rest of the folks that are watching, kindly share and invite your friends to share as well. We must celebrate women all around. And I
Sure,
get it
sure,
today. And I learned something from Mr. Williams today. Honestly speaking, right? The notion that I had that our little girl shouldn't celebrate International Women's Day, that notion has been erased as we are on the show now. Honestly speaking. I had a notion first that they should wait for International Girls Child Day. But you know what Mr. Williams said if you just joined the broadcast? He said they should learn to what? To follow the celebrational pattern of each holidays that involve the women. So that when they reach that time, they can know how to do the celebration very well. Not
exactly.
just well, but emphatically well. So
Sure,
you
sure.
start with International Girls Child Day, you move on to our International Women's Day, and then you go to our international. You go to our Mother's
Mother's
Day. You go to Mother's Day. We won't come in 12, but listen, there's not a relationship show, so we're not talking about National Girlfriend Day yet, please. Yeah, let's
Certainly.
leave that. So National Girlfriend Day, that casual day, we won't talking about that. Yet. We're talking about serious things that need attention.
Sure,
So there is a need, all right? So you celebrate all those things. It is not even International Girls Day you start with. You start with you start with if you're an African, right? You start with African Child Day first. Right, Mr.
sure,
Williams?
sure,
Yes.
sure,
If you're female, the next pattern you're gonna move towards what? War Minstrel Hajin Day. Yes,
sure,
War Minstrel Hajin Day. That's what you're gonna go to. If you're feeling War Minstrel Hajin Day, the next one you're gonna follow up is International Girls Child Day. That's the third one you're gonna follow up with. And when you finish with that, then you go to what International Women's Day. Then the fifth one is what Mother's Day.
sure,
So that's the pattern that you should follow, just to buttress on what Mr. Williams was saying. And again, he
sure.
also stated for somebody who just joining or you've been joining but you've not been focusing on the broadcast. He said that the celebration that has been celebrated from the international standpoint is different from how Ente Kou and my Yasa will do it in Vanjama. For
Mm-hmm.
them, it is a whole cultural thing. Yes, it is a whole cultural thing. It's not like the way they would do it in a corporate world. No.
Sure,
Yes. So it will be what categorized by series of activities involving the what from the what? From the small girl to the what? To the adolescent, the what? Young adult, and then coming to what? The woman, and the what? Ageable woman before you come to what? Oma Sarah. Yes. So that just it there. So Mr. Williams, I think we have said we have said it all. Like I said, this is the dose of the week. We can't just open everything up. It's not premier talk. Yes. So we can't go too deep. We can't do too light. So we just
sure.
leave it as it is. Mr.
So,
Williams will
but
like it. And let me let you know something. Maybe you don't understand something here on the who it has said. Or Mr. Once whenever Mr. Williams come, the knowledge box just open. You see so many things just popping up. Because he's a historian by himself. Nowadays, students of nowadays don't focus on history. So what are you doing with history? You need it. All right? You need
mhm,
it. As our former history teacher would define it, say, it is a mirror upon which we look that corrects the mistakes from the past, the present that will enable us a brighter future. That's a profound definition of history.
well said.
Why this is happening to me, you go to the past. Why now, the present? Why if it happened later, the future? These are all historical patterns. Had it not been for history, we would not be talking on the show yet today about International Women's Day. But because history do our justice, that's the reason why we are here today talking about International Women's Day. And I'm proud. Mr. Williams is proud. All the gentlemen in the comment section here, they are proud to have mothers who cater to their needs, to have sisters who are there for them, to have loved ones who are always willing to listen to their crowd. Most importantly, to have grandmothers who are always saying, "My child, come, no matter how big you are, come, lie down on my lap." Or come, let me tell you this story. This is how it begins. So again, Mr. Williams, On behalf of the Weekly Dose team from Premier Television Network, I want to say thank you so much for throwing light. We know you want to share more and more and more and more and more. The audience are glued. People are just popping up, sending different messages here in my DMs as well as on the set there, applauding Mr. Williams. But we have to go. Yeah, so we just allow Mr. Williams to say one or two and then close up.
Okay, so thank you. So we have to go, like he said. So I couldn't throw light on a lot of important things that could inspire you as a female, to push harder. So, but be it as it may, let me just call a few names as my parting comments that later on you will go and check and you can be inspired by some of their works and some of the strive they've made over time that led to their recognition. So, like I said, Winnie Madikizela Mandela from South Africa, uh, Wagari Maathai from Kenya. This one was unique, but I'm not going to talk about it because of time. Her um her revolution was very unique. Her activism was
Wait, hold
very
on.
unique.
You said what's the lady name from South Africa again?
Winnie Madikizela Mandela.
Ah no, that name is too long.
Okay, Winnie Mandela.
I think
That
that
is,
I think it might be a Zulu, maybe, but I think it might be a Zulu name or something. I don't know.
yeah,
But I'll do a research after the
yeah,
show. I'll do
sure,
a research. I think
sure,
it should be a Zulu name. Yeah.
sure. Because I don't want to
So,
expand because of time.
yeah, yeah,
So
definitely because of time. Yeah, you can proceed, Comrade.
yeah, sure. So um, we'll also look at Marie Curie. You can check on Marie Curie. She's a Polish and she between Poland and France. It's a Polish, but have some kind of French something something. And one of the powerful female that I always follow, Maya Motley. She's the Prime Minister of Barbados. So you can go
Yes,
and check.
she's the one. She's the one I was making reference to. When you mentioned a lady from Liberia, you said she was from Liberia. So
Yeah, so
I
she's
know.
the current Prime Minister of Barbados. She has a very unique story. And when you notice when she go for the United Nations Assembly, she always making a serious case that can attract the whole world. So thank you so much for giving me the time to speak to this topic. And I hope that we've all got something from this particular conversation. One or two important, it might be small but yet important, something from this particular show. And we hope that we'll come back to elaborate more on some important issues. So we have a lot to discuss over time. We always try to get prepared and be better and be more briefed and better in our presentation the next time we have the opportunity to come back and discuss issues of such. So thank you so much, and I look forward to being invited again. For me, I'm the financial man for Premier, so the people don't really recognize me or give me the opportunity to appear because my portfolio
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's every
because of
time.
my
We have to
yes.
protect him. We have to protect him. We
Yeah,
can
but
we
I
can.
look forward to being picked again by my comrade, brother, and friend, and I will come with a whole package and mix with some historical trends and probably some financial. So I'm very glad. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dennis M. Silly. Thank you for following. Ankit said, what is this talk? The talk is serving you the dose of the week, talking about societal issue. Ankit, talking about societal issue that is affecting um many young people here and around. Ankit said you're following from India. Which part of India are you following from, Ankit? Thank you for following, Ankit. So we talk about societal issues. And if you want to be a future guest on a platform, all you can do is by reaching us to us on cell number +91 73 47 227849. Again, +91 73 47 227849. Or you can email us at Premier Television Network at gmail.com. I was joined by my colleague and friend from Premier's Network, Yardini C. Williams, a Liberian student studying in Rwanda, and I'm your host, Rennie K., a Liberian student studying here in India. The time check in the state of Punjab and India, to be precise, is 9:01 p.m. I don't know the time in Rwanda right now. I show in the next 30 minutes it should be
Like,
about 4 p.m. Yeah, in
yeah.
the next
No,
29 minutes
no,
it should be about 4
it
p.m.
will be
in
six,
Liberia.
six, six in
Okay.
Rwanda,
Okay, 6 in Rwanda in the
4 in
next
Liberia.
29 minutes. Yeah, it'll be 4 p.m. So want to say thank you. Yes. Want to say thank you. So again, Ankit, we speak two languages on the show. Ankit, you say you're not understanding us. We don't know how we will put it. Ankit, you're Indian guy. For you to understand the English will give you tough time. We speak our English called Kolokwa. Kolokwa is very difficult. It's the most difficult local English. Local English, I mean a local English spoken around Africa. So for you to understand Kolokwa is very difficult. We do not bring our presentation in Kolokwa, but however, we speak profound standard English here on key. So if you are not hearing us, I think you got to check your gadgets because what Mr. William was presenting on, it was in standard English. There was nothing there in Kolokwa except he was trying to crack a joke that he would chunk it in Kolokwa. All right. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, they were well done in what in standard English. So again, thank you. I've been your host, Rennie K. And until then, stay safe, stay informed, and always follow Premier's Television Network, your online hub for meaningful content. This Sunday we'll have Premier's Talk. We look forward to having an incredible show on Sunday. Until you hear me or see me again, will be next Tuesday, this same time. Thank you and bye bye
So,
for now.
so Shablet Chief, I
Okay.
hope to be seeing the next set.
Yes, definitely, definitely. You will be given a impromptu message that will make you honor. Yeah.
No more hiding, no disguise. We're speaking truth, we're opening eyes. Different voices, one heartbeat close. Together we rise with a weekly dose. It's your weekly dose. Truth in the air. Loud conversations, cause somebody cares. Breaking the silence, letting it show. Healing begins with a weekly dose. It's your weekly dose. Strong and bold. Stories of courage that must be told. From every high and every low, we grow together. Weekly dose. Let the voices be heard, let the wounds be restored. Let respect lead the way, let love take the floor. This is more than a show, it's a movement we chose, changing lives every